Namaskar students, I am KG Kapoor, a former scientist of the Defense R&D Organization, DRDO. Today we will discuss safety at workplace. In this, earlier we have discussed introduction and objective, safety engineering scope, evaluation of safety, historical background, safety concern of the new area and safety cells. And this session we are going to discuss general awareness of ergonomics, very important things, workplace operations requiring safety and safety benefits. We shall be able to find the answer to the four questions: what are the benefits of using ergonomics in industry, name 5 common operations in the factories which need safety practices to be implemented, what are the benefits of following safety practices, what are the benefits of incorporating safety at the design stage of an equipment at the plant. Ergonomics of human factor addresses psychological and physiological principles of human body in engineering and designing of products, process and system for human comfort. Comfort is function of psychology, physiology, sociology, engineering, biomechanics, visual design, user interface design, etc. Are you comfortable to read the text written in the box? You will say, I am very comfortable. Why? Because this you are able to read easily as compared to the earlier sentences written. Like if we say in comfort equal to small f, it is taking some stress to read, but in the box written in a very big font, that's why it is we can say I am very comfortable to read this sentence. How to make a comfortable task? In earlier days what happens that first task has been designed, then person has been asked to fit to the task. This is not a correct practice. This will give fatigue. This will not be safe for design. But nowadays we say that the task should be designed to fit the person. We can summarize in this slide, in this pictorial slide, fit the task to the person. Fit the task to the person is the first preference. Then make the things user friendly. Second, another preference. Work smarter, not harder, than rules of the work. These all together will make your task comfortable. These important principles of safety while working either in the office or in the machines or anywhere or at your home. What is ergonomics? Ergonomics is, the ergo means the work, nomics means the rule or laws. Ergonomics literally means the laws of work. In this picture, you are looking at what child is saying, what is ergonomics, everything. He is saying that he forced that daddy, what is ergonomics? This is the question. This is a very important question that child is asking. He is saying that he will bend to see the child. That means he will bend to see the child. For child comfort, a child cannot be lifted up at his own. Therefore, the daddy, the task, he will bend to child comfort. Objectives of ergonomics is to reduce human error, increase productivity and safety, and promoting ease of interaction. Because continuously there is interaction between machines, between the computer and the person. The interactions are always there for doing any task. Therefore, ease of interactions is the foremost requirement. This is the objective. What will the result? It will reduce the accident, it will improve the productivity and quality, employee engagement will be more, and creates a better safety culture, because everybody will be happy in a better safety culture. Everybody will be confident. Everybody will be free from any fear of accident. Therefore, he will be sitting at the seat, he will not taking more pauses, he will be more comfortable, productivity will be increasing, quality will be increasing, accident will be less, employee will be engaged in the job, he will not disengage himself by taking the pauses or the rest. Example, the wrong sitting in the offices results in work-related back injuries. Those working for long hours on computers weaken their eyesight, are working in a noisy environment. They will lose their hearing aid. Now, this all ergonomics is more or less connected to our body, and body is connected to our posture. Our posture is the more important things in any comfort-related issues, whether it is ergonomics or the comfort. Both are interrelated. Now comfort is related to our postures. And our postures, why? Because how we are sitting, how we are standing, how we are bending ourselves, our body, because the load comes on the intervertebral disc. And once this is a continuous forces are when acting, a continuous posture is happening, a wrong posture is happening continuously, the intervertebral disc will either compress or it will expand. Then in long run, there will be back pain or some other type of pain that will radically go through our nervous system to the legs, and you will feel acute pain if attention is not given in due course of time or at early stage of symptoms. Disc pressure is shown here in this diagram, that when we are standing, it is 100% disc pressure. This is one of the most comfortable situations we can say. The effect of 4 positions on the intervertebral disc pressure as measured between 3rd and 4th lumbar vertebrae. Normally we call this L3 and L4. The disc pressure when standing is taken as 100%. And when 100% disc pressure is there, we can stand, and this posture is however acceptable. Only thing, our body force will be on the legs. When disc pressure is 110 degree, then again it will be 105% loading is there on our intervertebral disc. Then when our posture is 100 degree, at 100 degree, then there will be disc pressure will be 115%. You see that it is increasing 115%. Disc pressure will be, it will be a less comfortable position as compared to earlier positions. Then if disc pressure is 90%, if angle is 90%, normally we say a safe posture, then disc pressure will be felt as 140%. Similarly, if we are bending to 80%, then disc pressure will be 190%. This pressure will decide the comfort level, or in long term we may feel or we may not feel the back pain or pain in other area of the intervertebrals. This again depends on the frequency or the numbers of the bending. If you are constantly bending, then and just constantly bending and coming out, bending, again taking original posture, then it will be more dangerous as compared to we are constantly bending for a few minutes. A short-term bending, a short-term wrong posture may not affect you, but a long-term wrong posture will certainly affect your system of backbones. Or intervertebral disc pressure will be irregular. Neutral posture for computer use is that the man should be, there may be several positions in posture for computer use. However, we are talking of the important positions. The position, the monitor directly in front of you and about an arm's length away. The top row of the characteristics of the screen should be no higher than seated eye height. Use a document holder close to your monitor if required. Mouse should be next to keyboard, both at a height equivalent to your seated elbow height, and knees comfortably bent with feet resting on the floor. Sometimes people are not resting on the floor, it is hanging in the air. That is more uncomfortable position, and that can lead to some long-term disease. If the chair is raise to the keyboard height equals elbow height, use a footrest to encourage sitting fully back on the chair. Now adjust the seat height as upper arms being hang vertically close to the body, elbow bent about 90 degree and shoulders relaxed and wrist straight. This is the right position. Adjust the back rest to provide firm support to the small of the back. Because back side if supported, naturally this pressure will be reduced. Pressure will be lesser as compared to without support. So these all are the postures that we can adjust for use of computer. However, we cannot say ideal conditions, but we can certainly have a close position to these postures. Ergonomics and ergonomics factors. What are the factors? What are the ergonomics conditions? Ideally, good ergonomic conditions make the job safer by preventing injury and illness. Make the job easier by adjusting the job to the worker. Clear? We have seen the pictorial view where the father have bent to see the top of the child, that he has made the child comfortable. Make the job more pleasant by reducing physical and mental stress. This all will result in saving of the millions of rupees. There are two categories of ergonomic factors to be considered. Environmental conditions, your physical surroundings. What are the physical surroundings? It is the heat, it is the temperature, it is the moisture and many more things that make you comfortable. If more humidity, it will be more uncomfortable to you. If humidity is normally 50%, 40 to 50% humidity is comfortable for human body. More temperature, then it will be uncomfortable to you. Lesser temperature will also be comfortable to you. Optimal temperature likely to be 25 degree to 60 degree. Now physical stressors may also be there. How your body react to work practices. Environmental factor may affect hearing, vision. For example, dim light or glare from the windows. Generally comfort and health. Example are hard seats or cramped spaces. Causes of these problems are excessive noise, improper lighting, temperature extremes. Sick building syndrome. What is sick building syndrome? Sick building syndromes are nothing but you are sitting in the one room. Normally it is happening during the lockdown. Then you will not be comfortable. Person might change, want to come out. That is why persons in jail will never feel comfortable. They are afraid to go into jail because sick building syndromes will be coming. Physical stresses are the place pressure or stress on parts of the body due to awkward posture. Like this in the picture we are seeing looking at the awkward posture. He is kneeling instead of standing straight. He is forced to kneel. For a short time it is okay, but not for a long time. On joint, muscles, nerves, tendons and bones, awkward posture, this all will result in physical stresses. The injury caused by physical stresses are referred as cumulative trauma disorder or CTDs. Or we can also call them repetitive strain injuries, RSIs. Cumulative trauma disorder, cumulative means occurring gradually over a period of weeks, months or years. They are not random. Trauma means body injury or nerves, tissues, tendons or joints. Disorder means conditions causing physical element or abnormal conditions like continuous pain in your legs due to L3, L4 compression. Example of cumulative trauma disorder include carpal tunnel syndrome, epicondylitis, that is normally called tennis elbow, and trigger fingers. These are the some medical terminology which is well known to medical practitioners. That is why we are also giving the engineering terminology. The main risk factor for office related CTDs are repetition, awkward positions or postures, excessive pressure or force. Another risk factor for CTDs would be vibrations. Continuous vibrations will certainly lead to body injury. The majority of CTDs are caused by repetitive motions that would not result in injury if only performed once. Thousands of keystrokes typing is certainly injure your finger, but if you are performing once a while and taking the pause accordingly, say after every 20 minutes or 45 minutes, depending on the person to person, then it may not cause injury to your fingers. Ours are filing day after day, stamping dozens of papers, frequent lifting, repeated motions with computer mouse, they all may cause CTDs. However, if you take appropriate pauses, you can avoid CTDs. Risk factors occurred in awkward postures are from leaning towards at your desk, just like we kneel sometime to see the keyboard or some very small thing in small writings. Typing with wrist at an odd angles. If we type like this on the computer, it may be risky. If we type like this, means keeping our hand at the height of the table, then it will not be risky. Therefore, we should type at an proper angle. Raising shoulders while typing. If we raise shoulders while typing, it will not be effective. It will be awkward positions. If we type comfortably like this, then it may be deemed to be comfortable posture. Reaching to use mouse, if it is kept away, then again there will be a problem. Now, twisting neck to look at monitor or phone. Typing with too much force or pounding the keys, that also affect is an awkward posture. Now, stamping, lifting heavy boxes of proper or carrying office equipment. Lifting heavy boxes of paper or carrying office equipment. This is normal practice in the offices, but that may cause CTDs. Using immense grip, that will also cause CTDs. Ergonomics and design, they are interlinked together. ISO 6385-2016 ergonomic principles in design of work system is normally used for ergonomic design. That include general principles of ergonomic design of work system, including tasks, tools, machineries, workstations, workspace, work environment, and work organization. It provided guidelines. It does not provide technical or physical specifications which have to be met. This may be noted that specifications can be found in a different types of standards called specification standards. A subset of specifications standards are database standards which provide the user with relevant ergonomics data. Example are anthropometry or thermal conditions. Anthropometry means data of the body, measurement of the body of different population from the different parts of the country. This is normally being used by the manufacturer of the body item, normally personal protective equipment like shoes, hand gloves, and so many other items being used by the persons. Both types of standards fulfill different functions. Guidelines standards intend to show their users what to do and how to do, and indicate those principles that must or should be observed. For example, with respect to mental workload, that is also can be taken care in the guidelines standards. Relative lack of specificity, it can usually be demonstrated when and where guidelines have been violated. Specification standards provide users with detailed information about safety distances or measurement positions that have to be met, and where compliance with these prescriptions can be tested by specified procedures. Safety distances we have already discussed regarding the distance between the computer and our eyes. This is also safety distance. However, in hazardous handling of the handling operations, these safety distances are more important as compared to this normally office functions. European standard CEN are classified as A, B, C type standards depending on their scope and field of application. A type standards are general, basic standards which apply to all kinds of applications. B type standards are specific for an area of application. This means that most of the ergonomics standards within the CN will be of B type because they are in the area of application. C type standards are specific for a certain kind of machinery, for example, handheld drilling machines. Work tasks should be designed to limit exposure to ergonomic risk factors and so that it should be comfortable to the persons. And controls in the ergonomic designs. The engineering controls are the most desirable where possible. Administrative or work practice control may be appropriate in some cases where engineering controls cannot be implemented or when different procedures are needed after implementation of the new engineering controls. Personal protection solutions have only limited effectiveness when dealing with ergonomic hazards. Personal protective solutions, or we can say personal protective equipment, are the last tool of defense in case of safety. We should not use personal protective equipment. First we should try all other solutions discussed above, that engineering controls, administrative controls. During the design stage, the engineering control, if design has been completed, then administrative control. At the end, we can use personal protective solutions. If a workman has to continuously bend or twist his body as required to execute the job, in the long run, he may damage his spine. It is certain. PPE would not be of much help in such cases. Your job as a safety engineer would be to review the work process and equipment, and provide an ergonomic solutions. Like daddy is bending to child. Daddy, suppose equipment is bending to child for his comfort. That means job should be comfortably positioned to the personal height and interaction. What are PPEs recommended for protection of spine from damage referred above? This is a question. So here, this I am leaving to you, to the students, that what are the PPEs recommended. They may be rarely used, but it is used. Workplace operations requiring safety. The operations performed by workmen in the workplace are of different nature. All the operations involve man, machine, material and methods. Safety precautions are adopted for machine, material, handled and operations. Many operations required hazardous materials or handling of materials in hazardous states. Operations need safety precautions, man, machine and materials are electrical cleaning, assembly and fabrication, use of electrical tools, use of chemical agents and chemical treatments and many more. These all are the operations. List is very long. However, some of them are important, that toxic vapor application, use and production of mist and dust, painting and mixing of paints, boot cutting and working. So all these are operations. It has a long list. They need workplace operations safety. And there are some more operations like you can say standing, sandblasting, sanding, sandblasting and short pinning, digging, drilling, hoisting and lifting, shearing and cutting. These all are the workplace operations requiring safety. What are the benefits of safety? Benefit may be many more, but some of them are that an industry or the company that follows safety program is benefited in several ways. The benefits are shared between employer and the employees directly, and consumers are indirectly benefited. A sound safety policy will eliminate or reduce greatly the accidents, whereby employer will save cost of lost man hours and machine downtime. The employer will also save or paying compensation and replacement of repairs or the equipment. The employees feeling safe to work will show better productivity. Also, since a sound safety policy will guarantee an adequate compensation, employees will work without apprehension and psychological pressure. The latter factor often causes accident, that is psychological pressure. The increased productivity and quality consciousness will produce goods which will be to the liking of the customer. In summary, we can say that hazardous materials and hazardous states, what are the hazardous materials and the hazardous states, safety precautions in any two of the process. Some questions we are putting, answers we have already given. What are hazardous materials and hazardous states, safety precautions in two process, personal protective equipment for the above, what is the safety policy, the benefits are shared between employer and employees directly and consumers are indirectly benefited. Thank you.